I turned 30, I had a conversation with somebody who actually helped me to make it to the age of 30. You see, to say that my teens and 20s were chaotic is really putting it lightly. There are many people in my life that helped me navigate this part. They encouraged me to give back, take this opportunity to share all of the learnings I have had with someone else so that they may be able to also experience and I can explain to them all of the things that I learned. So after taking the time to think about this, I decided to join Big Brothers Big Sisters. This program starts off with possibly the most awkward interview you'll ever have in your life. Yes. Let's just put it that way. Well, they do want to know about your career and your education. They also want to know about those little intimate parts of your life. They want to know, have you ever had experience or been around people with substance abuse and mental health problems? Have you ever experienced trauma and loss in your childhood? Tell me about your childhood. On a lighter note, they also want to know about all those wonderful experiences that you have and your things that you're interested in doing on your time off. All of your words that I'm not thinking of at the hobbies and skills, things you enjoy to do when you're not at work. They take all of this information about you, the things you enjoy, the things that maybe you have experienced in life, and they do a phenomenal job matching you up with a youth that could potentially learn from your experience and enjoys many of the things that you enjoy in life as well. Shortly before my birthday in 2013, I got the call. We got you a match, woo! And so I went downtown and I met my new little sister and her family. Part of this introduction is your opportunity to meet and talk with your little sister's parents so they can let you know what they're hoping their little can get out of this program. Any restrictions and any guidelines they have for you. She really only told me one thing, just one thing. Be consistent. Just show up. That, I didn't know at the time, is truly the secret to being a successful youth mentor. Just show up. So what does this mean, just show up? Well, first off, it quite literally means just show up. If you plan time with your little sister, show up. Be on time. Be there. Show that you care and you potentially, this is the most important thing to you. They are the most important thing to you. Avoid being late. Don't make a habit of it. Don't make it a habit of canceling. If you get sick, just communicate with them. But show up. You are the most important thing to them. The next thing, once you're there, is listen. Sometimes that's it. Just listen. Let them talk to you. Talk away. Also, you can ask engaging questions to get them to learn to elaborate on their stories. Many times they're very short and to the point. Get them to talk a little bit more about it. If you're lucky, they're also talking to you about something that you may have personally experienced, and you can validate what they're saying with a personal story. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been there. You can potentially share your words of wisdom of how you navigated that situation. The other thing you need to be listening for regularly, because they're never going to tell you right out front. I'm not going to say never, but rarely. Things that they're interested in and they'd like to do, because that really helps you know suggestions for things that you want to plan on doing with them in the future. The other thing we've talked about many times before is to listen for those things they're not saying. Kids don't necessarily tell you how they're feeling. They're not going to tell you you're doing a good job. But boy, they wear those emotions. So are they sad? Are they happy? Are they reserved? Do they seem frustrated, upset? Make note of those things, because that's going to be your key to knowing this is going well. This activity is going good. Maybe not so well. The last step to being a successful youth mentor is being supportive. There are many things that your little is not going to be interested in, or that is going to be interested in that has nothing to do with you. They have other hobbies, other activities. So be supportive. Be interested in those things. Some examples of things that I did with my little and her family over time to show support of those things. We showed up for a charity walk to raise money for military families. So walked with her family and we raised money. I attended her belt testing for Taekwondo. Big event, if anyone's never been to it. It's an all-day activity, a lot of fun. I took time off work to take her to college visitations. I was the person who took her to college. And the most rewarding of all of it, I showed up for her high school graduation. She made it. She made it. As I mentioned, I can't guarantee you're ever going to be told you're doing a great job. You're not going to get the most constructive of feedback. You may never actually know if you made any impact on this person's life if the relationship is short. If you are lucky, as I am, and have been able to maintain that match relationship well into their adulthood, you'll be able to see them successfully navigating life and know that you had just a small help in that. And that's all the reward I can promise that you may be able to get. So knowing the keys to being a successful youth mentor, showing up and keeping that promise, listening and being supportive, I have to ask you, do you have what it takes to be a big? Mr. Joseph. Woo!